Well, hi, my name's Cliff, and the whole purpose of this video is just to give you a just quick introduction. Who am I, and what's this class all about? So, I've been teaching this class for a long time, and so what I do understand is the vast majority of you guys are business majors. Probably 90% of the people in this class are business majors, and the whole point of this class is to give students an overview of how computers are used in the business environment. So, what are some of the information systems? Um, Tracking inventory, tracking personnel, orders, shipments. There's so many things, databases and planning. So, this class is primarily focused on the business aspects of using computers. So, and I know you have many different reasons to be here, but I seriously believe that most of you are business majors. So I will teach the class that way. Now, this is an 8-week class, as you know, so it's a very busy class. Um, we're required to cover the same content that we covered in the 16-week class. So be prepared for this to be very busy, especially your first 2 weeks. So I teach this class with two words in mind. The two words I like to use are, one is relevance. I want the material to be relevant to your life. The second one is engaging. So I want it to be something that's interesting, not just spewing a bunch of facts. So for along that way, what you're going to be doing right away in the beginning of the class is, since the class is very different than it used to be, since artificial intelligence is so prevalent, and we're going to get into that too. But I can't do typical kinds of exams like we used to do in the past. And I have a video to show you that too. I literally copy some questions, put it into AI, instantly perfect answers. So what we're going to be doing is I think fun. You're going to pick a company and an industry and a role. So for the entire semester, you're going to choose this very first week what company you want to work with. And it's got to be a real company. You can't just say, I'm working with my sister's hair salon. It's going to be something like, I am the chief financial officer for Target, or I'm the head of marketing for Amazon, or the head of accounting for Netflix, or something. You're going to pick a role and a company. And then the way it's going to work around the midterms and the final project, you're going to be applying the chapters in our MIS book, Management Information Systems book, to that role. So how does Target or Netflix or whatever company, how are they implementing the chapters that we'll be covering? And at the very end, your final project will be just like I'm narrating this video right now. You'll be narrating a PowerPoint. And we've got a couple different ways to do it. Everyone's been able to do it so far. It's a nice skill to get to know. Anyway, so yeah, back to artificial intelligence. I'm really good at seeing who uses it too much, but I know it can be an amazing tool now, and we'll see. I'll help you learn how to use it well for your other classes. Okay. I've got some notes here, by the way. So, in regards to attendance and meetings, there are some pretty strict deadlines on getting things in on time, especially the first week, so that we know who's in the class. I have a requirement to uh, assess who exactly is in the class by the end of the first week. You'll all be treated as students, sorry, as an adult, and hopefully you've all received email from me already. But back to meeting times, there are no set meeting times. Things are always due the end of the weekend. Um, and when we have some exams on certain days, we'll have the whole day available, like a Tuesday from 7 in the morning till 11 at night. So hopefully everybody will be able to fit those timeframes. And if you're not, you have to let me know in advance. I'm very flexible if somebody lets me know something in advance, not so much afterwards. There'll be videos here on how to get into Canvas and use the tools, the syllabus and the calendar. We'll go through all that. But so the whole point here is to help students end up being what we call computer literate. And I realize many of you already have a lot of experience. What I've realized over the years is a huge diversity of experience and interest. Some of you are saying, well, why do I have to take this class? Whereas some of you want a career in this field. So, and some of you are just coming out of high school. Some of you have been out of high school for 30 years, everything in between. That's fine. And you all can do this class. This class does take some time and energy right up front. The very first 2 weeks are probably the busiest of all, learning how some of this stuff works. Look at the announcements I send out. Look at some of the samples I have and some of the hints. I think that'll make life a lot easier for you. You can all do this if you put in effort. If you're having problems, see me early. That's contact me. And many times I'll advise you to go to the CSIS tutors. You'll all make some mistakes. I'll make some mistakes. I'm not afraid of that. You will learn at different speeds. That's okay. Some of you already have done some of the activities well in advance. That's fine too. My commitment is to present the material to you to get your grades back in a timely manner, and I will be available if you need me. I do not have set meeting times because you guys all have different schedules. Your commitment is to read the material, participate, do the assignments, and have some fun. In terms of my professional background, that's here on one of the websites somewhere, but I've got about 11 years of professional business and computer experience before I started teaching college. I taught for a while. Anyway, for 3 years, I got my MBA at San Diego State, but I was working as a computer programmer for 3 years at NASCO. Then I worked for 3 years as a management consultant for one of the biggest accounting firms in the world. Now they're called Ernst and Whinney. I was in sales for a couple of years selling software, some that I wrote myself. That was a lot of fun. And then for 3 years, I worked for Shell Oil Company in Nigeria as a manager. That was wonderful. And then I decided, what do I want to do? So I became a college professor full time. So my tips to you is get started right away. Read the chapters, do the online tests, just go through the activity in the modules, and you should be able to do fine. Okay, once again, if you have questions, reach out to me. And I just wanted to say hi. I think you'll all do fine. What I find is some drop out right away, and those that stick to the end that have done the work end up doing very fine. So, best of luck. Contact me if you have questions.